For KRVN Sports, I'm Jayson Jorgensen. Signing day for the UNK football program, the second signing day for head coach Ryan Held. Had a chance to talk to Coach Held, and he talks about how they approach things going into this offseason.
Well, Jayson, when that clock hit zero against Northwest Missouri, we knew we had to really work hard in recruiting and roster manage to put ourselves in position to make big improvements into year two. We felt like, after that game, we've done a really good job of identifying what we need. Some kids have moved on, and it was good for both parties. And now, we're in a spot where today on signing day, we felt Nebraska was important, the state of Nebraska, which we attacked very heavily. And we worked hard there. And then we really worked the surrounding areas. And then obviously the transfer piece for us. Last year we signed 4 guys. This year we signed 14 guys, which makes a big difference for us in winter conditioning and spring football. Everybody's excited today across America at our level. But we feel really good that we've addressed the needs that we had for the most part in this class. We're still looking for a few more spots, but today's a good day for Loper football.
How about the success you had recruiting Omaha and Lincoln? It looks like you had a lot of success there, and how much of that goes back to your connections playing at Nebraska and then coaching at Nebraska? Is that a help for you?
Well, when I took the job in my opening press conference, I said Nebraska was going to be a priority. And so, we wanted to really hit those 2 areas. Those are the main areas of, where there's population. And then obviously we've hit a lot of the smaller towns and surrounding areas as well. But, we felt there's kids that would come to UNK, and we want these kids in this state. If they don't go to Nebraska, if they don't go to South Dakota State, if they don't go to some of the FCS programs, that they want to come to us. We feel that we didn't get them all, but we felt we really did a good job in Nebraska and then those 2 areas, which was very important to us to get good football players and kids within striking distance of driving, and it just made sense.
Lots of linemen on both sides of the ball. Is that one of the real areas you saw after this first year of coaching at Kearney?
Oh, there's no question. We had to get linemen. We had to get older linemen. We had to get younger linemen. When I walked off that field the last game, we already knew it, but there was no doubt that we had to continue to build the infrastructure of linemen in this league, because it is a lineman-driven league and it's a quarterback-driven league. And we felt we had to go and get kids that could help us now and then get kids that can develop in our program, both sides of the ball at those line spots.
About running back spot, you bring in a guy I'm sure you're familiar with your time there at Nebraska, Isaiah Harris. Tell us a little bit about him and what you hope he can bring to the program.
Well, there's another in-state kid, had a lot of success in high school at Millard South. We recruited him to Nebraska, and, he's a good football player. Right now I think he's about, 200, 205 pounds, really having a good off season so far with us. He knows the offense, a lot of familiarity with it. And, we feel like he's a guy that can, really upgrade that position, create more competition, and a guy that is hungry to play, and a guy that has a passion for being in state. And we think he can really, I'm glad the band got back together on that. And I'm going to push him hard this winter and into spring ball to really make an impact for us this fall.
Couple transfer quarterbacks, Reagan Jones. He's a veteran of the MIAA wars from Missouri Western, and then an interesting story, a guy that a lot of people around here know, former Kearney Bearcat quarterback, Traven Beckman. I would assume you got to be excited about those 2 guys.
Yeah, I like Trey coming out of high school, and right out of high school he had some different plans, and which sometimes happens, and he hit me up and said he was interested in, really wanting to come back and play. And, I was all for it. He was a really good high school player here at Kearney High. And, He's smart and has a really good skill set. So I was excited that he wanted to come back and play for the hometown team. Reagan Jones is a kid that is from the Wichita area, so he's a Midwest guy. Had a lot of success at Missouri Western. He's played a lot of minutes in this league. He's got 1 year left, and we felt we needed to go out and get a guy that could come in and having experience, and he's come in and really worked hard, and along with we have two other quarterbacks, with Abram Schulting and Tyler Perry as well. So, we feel really good about Reagan coming in and being a guy that can make an impact for us in the 24 season.
Looks like you have a good mix here, Ryan. You were able to go out and get quite a few high school kids and then quite a few transfers. Is this kind of the mix you were looking for when you put this plan together last November?
Yeah, I mean, I think, when we go back and look just when we got here and what we were able to get in, in the signing class and then even last year's signing class and working through, I mean, maybe we got too many transfers, and so we felt we needed to, even that out a little bit. And we knew we still had to get some transfers because we lost some kids and we needed to get some kids that could come in and play right away at certain spots, but I really felt this was important. We did as a staff to get some kids that, can really build on some of the really good freshmen that we signed last year, and just lay a really good foundation. And when you look at it, it's a really balanced class. And I think we addressed a lot of needs, and we were able to go out of state and get some really good players as well that we're excited about. And so I think when you combine it all, everybody, again, Jayson, is excited. It's Christmas Day in our world. But we went out with a plan, and I looked at it like an NFL situation. For us, we needed to go out and draft players at position of needs, and then get kids in this program that can develop and really be really great in the foundation of what we're wanting to get done now and into the future. And we feel like we did that about 95%. We still got to go get a couple more guys, but, we feel really good about today. And now we just got to continue in our winter work and get ready for spring ball.
Handful of Kearney kids, too. I'm sure that's got to be key when you can get some hometown guys to help you out.
Yeah, I mean, we always start local. I think that's very important. And when you start local and you branch out, that's something that we want to do. And again, I go back to we want Nebraska kids because, a Nebraska kid, they're tough, they're hard-nosed, they're the DNA of the program, and then they bring grandma and grandpa and mom and dad and sister and, cousin and this, that, and before you know it, they got 15 people in the stands. So now we can really pack the house for these home games, which is important to us. We have a great game day environment, but I think the more Nebraska kids we have, the better it will be.
And that was UNK head coach Ryan Held. When all is said and done this week, the Lopers hope to sign about 50 new players, and of course they'll probably add a few more transfers and new players throughout the summer leading up to fall camp. For KRVN Sports, I'm Jayson Jorgensen.